So what's up, everybody? Joe Broccoli here, Captain Joe Bracciali. Just getting some stuff, getting ready to rigged up, and I thought about making a video about a discussion that I had with a buddy of mine today. And it's been something that I've been thinking about for a while. I don't know if any of you guys are kind of in the same boat. I'd be interested to find out. So, please in the comments, by all means, leave something in there just to kind of let me know if I am the only one or if some of you guys have felt the same way. But I watch these high school events and I watch these college events, and definitely envious, to a certain degree. These kids are out there, they're pre-fishing, they've got their youth still, most of them, I would assume, do not have families or full-time jobs just yet, that they're able to focus and enjoy the sport for what it is, and develop a passion for something without the distraction that a lot of us have, because we do have families that we have to support, households that we have to run, full-time jobs, business owners, kids, spouses, etc. Of course, I wouldn't change or trade any of that in this world, to develop, a passion for the hobby, which is bass fishing. But, it really got me thinking today, you know, do I have a passion for this sport? Do I have a passion for fishing? Am I one of those people that every second that I have a minute to do something, or a free minute, that I'm going to go out there on the water? And it's been kind of one of those bittersweet kind of conversations that I've been having in my head, because I love fishing. I love the ability to get out there and get away from things. I love the ability to have a challenge and try to outsmart these fish, by using all the stuff you see here. It gets a little overwhelming and maybe a tad addictive, it's one of those things where I started off with one spinning rod. It was, God, I can't even remember what it was, but, just a basic combo from Bass Pro, to get out there and catch something. And I finally caught one and I was hooked, literally, no pun intended. But, I own a business. I have got a teenage daughter. I've been married for 15 awesome years. We have a home here in Tavares, Florida. And, it takes a lot to keep all of those things going smoothly, the way that they need to go. There always has to be a balance between life, work, and your hobbies. And again, going back to the part that I envy about some of these kids, it's like, that they're doing their schoolwork, that they're focused, and I'm sure many of them do have jobs that they do. But still, just to have that ability to get out there, and it almost made me start to feel a little bad. It made me feel a little like, well, man, do I really have a passion for the sport if I'm not out there as often as they are? The other morning, I woke up. I had a tournament trail that I could have done on St. John's. I could have done the Harris Chain Bassmasters, the Lake County Bassmasters, the Little Brothers event, as well as the Sunday Open. If I remember correctly, that was also going on. I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I was like, no, I need some sleep. Just, it gets to that point where you just go day in and day out with all your responsibilities. But again, I felt almost guilty that here I finally had an opportunity to go out and do a tournament, and I didn't. I went back to bed, and thankfully went to church, which was awesome, and that kind of added to the whole aspect of, there does need to be balance, because at the end of the day, if I would have been at that tournament, I would not have gone to church, which then kind of makes you sit back and go, okay, well, should I really be going to tournaments on Sunday if it takes me away from something like church? But that's just a priority for me. But, what I'd be very curious about is if there's others out there that have experienced that moment where they're questioning whether they should be in the sport. They're questioning whether they should have, or if they should invest in the reels and the rods and the boat and the graphs and the trolling motors and all that kind of stuff, because it's not an inexpensive hobby by any means. It can be, but not really. Not when a pack of worms is going at $7 right now for a regular pack of Zoom baits. But it makes me wonder if anybody else has gone through that, where there was just this point where they had to either take a back seat and say, you know what, I've got all these different priorities going on. Maybe fishing should not be up there at the top of that list. Or if they managed things in such a way that they found that it was still healthy for them to get out on the water and healthy for them to get into tournaments and have that little bit of competition and enjoyed the ownership of their boat or their equipment, because I think I can safely say I don't know if I have a passion for this sport, and part of me wonders if I've actually stopped myself from developing a passion for this sport because there are certain things that are 100% going to take me away from it in times where I might really need to go do it. And anybody that's got a teenage daughter, what the struggle can be balance-wise, schedule-wise. I mean, my daughter is, let's see, she's in choir, she's in theater, she has taken 2 college classes, so she's also going to the community college for testing. She's doing tennis, and she's doing SGA, which is Student Government Association. The kid is crazy busy. And there's times where she says, hey, Dad, can you pick me up? And it's not to go to the movies. It's, hey, can you get me over to the community college? I have a test that I have to take. And that's where I just sit back and I'm like, well, I could have gone out on the water at 2 o'clock, but then how would I have gotten her to that? So, definitely let me know, leave your comments. I know this was kind of a ramble, and I think it's a ramble because even I'm still trying to navigate what exactly is going on and where my place in this sport is. I think I'm rambling and going in different directions because, when you do have the opportunity to get out on the water and you have to sit back and go, okay, well, wait a minute, what obligations do I have today? That then you question whether an hour on the water is even enough. Whereas I know guys that they would go out for 30 minutes in their boat if they could. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you've been through it, going through it. Know that I'm going through it if you are, so at least you're not alone. And drop me a comment. I know a lot of guys say press the like, share, subscribe button. The subscribe button definitely helps because there are certain things that I want to start doing with this channel that are a little bit more involved that will require money. And that goes everything from the environment that I'm taping into what I'm taping with. So please do that for me. And other than that, I hope you guys have a great weekend.